Jo Leute und herzlich willkommen zum neuen Video auf meinem Kanal und heute geht es mal um das neue Spiel Hogwarts Legacy und ich werde einfach mal darauf reacten, wie dieses Video ist. Ich bin sehr gespannt. Es ist wirklich cool. Ich freue mich auf jeden Fall drauf. Also wirklich nice.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first Hogwarts Legacy gameplay stream. I'm Chandler Wood, community manager here at Avalanche Software, and we've got a lot of really exciting stuff to show you today. But before we get into showing you the game and gameplay, I have a few wonderful guests that I need to introduce you to. First up, we have our community guest host. He brings you the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy content. He's the local Merlin conspiracy theorist.
Guilty as charged, yes.
One half of Expecto Go,
Yeah.
James Whitehead.
Thanks, Chandler. Yes, I'm James Whitehead of Expecto Go, bringing you guys the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy content.
Okay.
And I am one half of Expecto Go, the other half, my wife Sue, represents that other half. So I'm excited to be here, and thank you, Avalanche Software, for inviting me. I cannot wait.
Also Steller.
I just gotta say that.
Welcome, thank you for
Ich
being
bin
here.
alle Harry Potter
and we've got
Fans.
two people from the studio, just two
Von
of
den
many
Studios,
people bringing this
okay.
thing together. The
Interessant.
magic of Hogwarts Legacy. Game director Alan Tu.
Hello, everyone.
And senior environment artist and Hogwarts expert Boston Madsen. So thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedules right now to sit down with us to help us show everybody gameplay. So what we're
ganz
going to be
aktuell.
showing you today, first, the character creator, because it's your legacy, and you have to create
okay.
yourself
Ja,
when
du
you
kannst
get
deinen eigenen
into,
Charakter
to get into Hogwarts and bring your
stellen.
whole authentic self to Hogwarts. So we're going to show you that character
Bin
creator.
gespannt.
Then we're going to dive into a tour of Hogwarts, and it's just a small tour of Hogwarts, right? Because Hogwarts is huge. Hogwarts is really big. So we're going to be showing you a little bit, but it's still a lot. So, and finally, ending up with
Aber 40
combat.
Minuten? Das
A
glaube
little
ich schon.
taste of combat, a little taste
Okay,
of how
Character
all
Creator
that
Tour
works.
Focus
Go.
Intro.
Just a
Go.
little
Okay,
taste,
das
yeah.
ist doch nice.
So we're excited to get there. But again, first and foremost, we need to get into this
Bin
character
sehr
creator.
gespannt. Es
And
kommt jetzt nächstes
James,
Jahr.
you here, we wanted to let you create this character. So Andrew, who is going to be doing all of our gameplay capture today, is going to be handing you the controller.
Oh my God.
Okay, PlayStation 5, das feiere ich schon mal nicht
All right, so
so.
what are we looking
Weil wenn
at
sie
right
PS5
here?
geben, dann wird es wahrscheinlich exklusive
These are
Sachen.
your presets.
Lass
So
mal
a
schauen.
lot like other games, there's some initial settings that you can choose
Okay,
for
du
your
kannst
character.
verschiedenes
Just
Design.
kind of get them into like the ballpark of what you want to be, who you want to be, and what you want to change.
Oh man.
And then once you're in that ballpark, all the other tabs let
Yeah.
you dial that in, be exactly who you want to be. It's our goal with this is to make sure that for anyone that fantasized about bringing themselves to the school for
Yeah.
the very first time,
Yeah.
that they feel like they have the options in order to represent who they are and
Okay, das ist
bring
cool.
themselves to Hogwarts,
Man
or
kann so
whatever
quasi
character they
sein
want to bring to
Gesicht
Hogwarts.
Oh my God.
anpassen.
And options galore. Do you mind
Ah, der
if
rechts
I
sieht
try
interessant
to put
aus.
myself in here right quick?
It's all about you
Okay,
today.
okay. All right. So, okay, yeah, that's me.
Der
We're
ober
good, we're
dem,
good. That's me right
den
there.
könnte ich
All
vielleicht
so
nehmen.
that's step one.
We're
So,
pretty close, but let's like
Den
let's look,
ober
at,
dem.
let's look at everything
Okay,
here. You
let's
know,
go over
play
here.
around with some of these options.
Okay, interessant.
all right, so what are we looking at with this option over here with the tab? I see face stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of the different faces that you saw
Ja, Faces gibt's
in
auch
the
verschiedene.
previous screen, all those
Mhm.
faces
Okay, das ist schwierig.
are choices that
Da
you
werde
have
ich mich
here.
sehr lang
So,
spielen.
You can, now you're just kind of getting into the details in
Yeah.
your face shape, in your skin color. And then because we knew a lot of people going right in are going to want it right away. Even
Yeah.
though
Okay,
it's an
wahrscheinlich
option
eher
at the
heller bei
beginning,
mir.
You can collect different types of glasses, put them on later. We give you some options right up front if you want to have glasses for your character.
Oh man, oh my gosh, look at the structure of the faces with this.
Okay, interessant.
Wow, you guys thought of
Die Augenbrauen etwas
I like
dicker.
I don't think
Ah,
the
das
face
kann man
is
dann
that
alles
skinny, but
einstellen.
I think we'll go with that. I think we'll go that route. And down here is this.
Those are your glasses.
Okay, das ist aber...
Yeah.
Nee, das werde ich nicht.
Oh, so we could go Harry
No.
Potter.
No, I don't will take it.
Man. And this is just some of the options, I'm assuming?
Yeah, so through the course of the game, there's a lot of different options that you'll keep unlocking.
Okay.
So as part of kind of like gear,
English is really
there's
bad.
lots of different classes. There's even masks. There's all kinds of things over the course of the game.
I like how it's all Victorian era, though.
Yeah,
like,
right up front.
Such a good call. Such a good call. Oh my gosh. All right, so now, we can go.
Was ist das jetzt?
Okay,
aber für was braucht man die Haare, wenn man eh schon wählen
Oh
kann?
my gosh, the pony.
Also noch
The
zusätzlich.
thing I'm always amazed by whenever I see any
Interessant.
aspects of Hogwarts Legacy's character creator is just the texture. And like you even
Aber die sehen schon mal nice aus, also nicht so fake, sondern wirklich real irgendwie. Also es sieht nicht so fake aus.
And we can just go, can I go like Tonks purple or green a little bit?
Absolutely.
Oh. Yo, this is so cool. Oh, I like that. That is cute. Oh, okay, so little behind the scenes. I used to have this type of hair like way back, but
was it purple?
I wanted silver tips, so that was the closest I got to any color. But oh my gosh, this is so cool. So you literally can bring yourself. Like it's a
Okay, das mit den Locken wäre vielleicht auch nice, aber das passt halt nicht zu mir. Das neben dem Locken links, das wäre schon cool. Also da weiß ich auch gleich schon, was ich dann ungefähr nehme 2023.
Your complexion, like darker eyes, maybe like some shading on the cheeks.
Oh man, you guys literally thought of everything.
Ja, die labern da. Macht's ein bisschen schneller. Die fordern es ja richtig heraus. Okay, so Kratzer glaube ich nicht, mache ich mir eher nicht. Nein. Na, weiß ich nicht.
Wow.
Ja, vielleicht sowas Kleines.
Those are my favorite.
Ja, das vielleicht.
Yeah, you look kind of like
classic.
Yeah,
Aber nicht so riesig.
So now we're over here. Oh man, this.
Okay, Eye Color. Das ist cool. Also da kann man wirklich, ich glaube, ich werde eine Stunde an meinem Charakter allein brauchen. Also da kann man wirklich allein schon richtig viel Zeit. Und ich bin auch richtig gehypt, aber das ist ja jetzt mal nur der Charakter.
But I mean, literally, you have so many options just starting the game.
Entspannt,
I feel like I'm
entspannt.
gonna be here like forever.
You and me both.
And then this final tab here.
Also da kannst du die Augenbrauen eben anpassen. Ich werde ein bisschen dickere wahrscheinlich nehmen.
You're not choosing your house here.
Okay.
That's not
Okay, Voice 1, Voice 2.
A theory.
But you know, here's where you bring you choose voice 1 or voice 2, which is more kind of a masculine or a feminine voice, and then even within that, changing your.
Also Voice 2 ist female und Voice 1 ist male.
Yeah.
But you can hear it.
That was quite
Okay.
something.
And so you can kind of make out the differences. But yeah, you choose which kind of voice that you want.
Das
You'll
ist
be
aber
selecting your difficulty here. For today, we'll just go normal.
Selected Difficulty,
And there's
wahrscheinlich
gonna
am
be,
Anfang
taking us through some
Story.
experiences with combat later.
And we can talk a little more about
Und
difficulty, yeah, with
dann,
combat and how that plays in.
ja, wir gehen halt
But I
einfach
think
immer
the-
weiter
The
rauf.
important thing here is like if for people who aren't gamers, especially,
Right.
story mode is a way to get into this without being worried about like, oh, do I need to be good at games?
Also am Anfang werden wir auf jeden Fall Story machen und dann werden wir aber schon selbst spielen, auf jeden Fall. Also ich werde da nicht Story-Modus die ganze Zeit chillen, keine Angst, Leute.
Character creator, we're good?
I'm good. Let's explore Hogwarts and let's get into some combat.
All right, through the magic of using a dev kit, we're going to be loading up a save a little later in so that we can show you more about Hogwarts and give you that taste of combat. All right, Andrew's got some gameplay pulled up for us here. We are
Und der kann
starting
das
out
schon
games.
spielen.
There,
Ja.
there you are. You're wearing the House Fanatic robes from the account linking.
Thank you. I do look good.
Und das ist wirklich das erste richtige Harry Potter Spiel.
Yeah.
Was von der Grafik her am besten ist
What are we seeing right here with the UI?
und was wirklich ein richtiges Game ist.
Right now, we know there's been a lot of questions about
Das ist schon krass.
about the HUD because this is the first time we're showing it. So kind of going over it from right to left, on the bottom right is what we call our spell diamond. So those are, everything that you see in it are slottable spells. So we have over 20 slottable spells that you can earn
20
over the course of the game.
Okay.
And that's where the player can place them and use them and access them very quickly. To the top left of that is you'll see the D-pad, and on the left is an eyeball, and on the right is a bit of a grid. So the eyeball is an example of one of, not a slottable spell, but what we call an essential spell. There are certain spells that are used in very specific contexts, or that we just want on the controller at all times, and Revelio is one of those. That's left on the D-pad. On the right on the D-pad is that grid represents where you might slot spells. And so right now, today, we're not going to be going into the spell slotting menu because we feel like there's a lot of spoilers there, you know, like what are all the spells and what can we do?
I would like spoilers, but I understand.
Sieht aber auch alles wirklich sehr
we
real
sure there's
aus.
still some goodies left to share with everyone. And then on the left side,
Sehr
that thing that has
detailgetreu.
a one button next to it. That's another thing where we don't want to spoil, but basically that's where you access your tool wheel. So there's a lot of magical tools that you're going to be kind of
Das ist ja fast wie GTA, du konntest gerade den Apfel essen.
That's where you would access them rapidly is our tool wheel.
Okay, cool.
There are a few things that I left off the table on the right. The green bar is your health, and basically there's a potion next to it. That's how you might heal.
Hier.
The bar above it, we're keeping a secret for now.
Okay, interessant.
And all the way on the left is our minimap with a kind of overhead view of where you are currently in your common room that updates as you travel through Hogwarts and beyond out into the world. And for those fans out there that aren't a huge fan of minimaps, because we know they exist, there's also options to remove the minimap and turn on or off different elements of our HUD.
But really immerse yourself.
Yeah.
And we'll go more into the spells as we get into combat, but that's kind of that's what you're seeing there. And this is our HUD.
Also, Andrew's giving us a good look over here. I want to call out. I'm a big fan of the bedside tables in the dormitories. Very nice.
Alles
bedside
wirklich
tables.
sehr detailgetreu.
Bedside tables.
Yeah.
The honey-colored wood was mentioned in the writing. It's part of lore.
It's part of lore. There we go. All right.
So now we're walking out into.
We really tried making these low.
Aber es wundert mich, wenn der das schon spielen kann, warum das dann nicht schon früher rauskommt.
And the first thing I know is the music. The score is amazing.
Okay, das ist schon krass.
And I'm calling out here, this is unique music
Okay,
that you're hearing for
Hufflepuff.
the Hufflepuff Common Room. Go back to those.
Na, Hufflepuff werde ich wahrscheinlich eher nicht nehmen. Also, entweder Gryffindor oder Slytherin. Das weiß ich noch nicht genau.
We just want to welcome you to
Aber allein vom Design, Leute, also das ist schon... Das ist schon krass.
Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. Look at that.
So I mean, beautiful design. We could spend like the entire rest of the stream just in the common room here and talking about it, and I'm sure.
Sorry, ich habe die Grafik nicht auf 2000. Ich habe es jetzt umgestellt, Leute.
For this common room, the round doors, the
also das ist schon,
even the dancing badgers on the.
Das ist schon heftig.
Yeah.
It's very, very earthy.
Which is like elements for each of the houses, right?
Hufflepuff is earth, Ravenclaw's air.
Ja, es fühlt sich wirklich gemütlich an.
We really leaned into that for each common room.
Wow.
So it feels earthy. We've got a little earthen passageway. That's what we were. Hopefully, it should feel very familiar.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I know you don't want to leave, but we're gonna be leaving.
Thank you. I understand. Whoa, the sound effects though. Like, looking back at the past trailers, it was just music, but kind of hearing how Hogwarts is
Krass,
now.
krass, krass.
It's so cool.
It's tactile.
Yeah.
Andrew's going to make use of one of our spells, Revelio.
Use Revelio right here, because there's a little magic going on.
You notice a little something there. Yeah. So these are something that we kind of interchangeably call Revelio pages or lore pages, and you'll notice a bunch of things pop up on the screen.
Yeah.
You see that we got some
Also XP-Aufgaben.
and you can also see that we've advanced something called like a field guide challenge up in the corner. So I want to talk about that a little bit. So we had to ask ourselves, what?
Jetzt aufpassen.
There may be something you may or may not be able to tickle there. But in our game, we had to answer the question, you know, we're a late fifth year. What does that mean? How do we catch up to the other students?
Okay.
And so we have an answer to that question, and it's given to you by the staff. So there's something that we call the Wizard's Field Guide that's granted to you early on in the game. And the Wizard's Field Guide is how you actually work on catching up with the other students. So Andrew, if you hit pause for me up here, before we push forward a little bit, you can see in our pause menu, it's got.
Also kannst mit den anderen Schulen
That's your Wizard's Field Guide, and you can see your house kind of crest overlaid over it.
Okay.
And you can see that on your level as well.
Inventar.
So that the field guide has this magical property of looking out into the world around you, and the reason why it's on loan from the Ministry of Magic and the professors have granted it to you as a late 5th year student is because they want it to help you catch up to the other kids. And its magical property is to discover different opportunities to learn and grow all around you. So the way it works is, as you discover gameplay in the game, it actually recognizes that as a
Also wenn du irgendwas
challenge,
machst, dann tut es immer
locked
das
there.
Buch.
And Andrew, if you go in there, you'll see different types of challenges that are combat challenges. Quest challenges,
Interessant, was du halt alles
exploration
schon gemacht
challenges.
hast.
And you can see field guide pages are on there as well.
Yeah.
1%. We unlock that one field guide page.
That entire category is one of the ways that the book itself kind of fills out into the school and spills out into the school and kind of hides itself with different types of challenges and different things to do around the school that you're actually going to interact with to help you grow as a wizard and practice your spells. And so that thing that we just saw is not just a field guide challenge and a way to earn XP. It's also something that that players can use to learn about the school as they're traveling around. They spot these little secret facts and they can kind of play a little bit of a game discovering all of them. And there are over 100 field guide pages just in Hogwarts alone.
Okay, es gibt sehr viele Quests. Und umso mehr man macht, umso...
All the portraits. And I did notice the Floo Flame just ignite right there, which was so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Fast travel points there. House hourglasses. We had to... how much fun was it designing those and putting all those in there?
Ja, das kann ich mir vorstellen.
They're just like in the books.
Yes.
Right next to the Great Hall.
It's a nod to lore. House points.
Wenn man links Gryffindor und rechts Slytherin.
We didn't turn it into like a gameplay system, but it's definitely present throughout our narrative. And there are lots of choices where we want to nod to things that aren't necessarily gameplay systems, but we nod to them as part of the narrative.
Over to the right there, Andrew was teasing. That's the Great Hall over through those doors. Again, we're not going there. He's just kind of like, no.
Cool.
Okay, es ist eher deine eigene Welt, deine eigene Harry Potter Welt.
You know, just again showing you like just these things around Hogwarts that you can do and pick up and.
Du bist in Hogwarts, aber es hat jetzt nicht so mit Harry Potter an sich zu tun. Schon aufgefallen. Aber das...
And this must be summertime, because I noticed these are the summertime windows. These windows will change with the seasons.
Yeah, the detail in this is kind of... I get surprised by it all the time.
It's a sentient magic castle, so...
Oh, man.
Interessant, die Fenster an sich bei den Jahreszeiten. Sieht alles unterschiedlich.
This is where the students would normally kind of congregate, just to kind of chill out, play, meet each other outside of the Great Hall.
Genau. Aber was sie jetzt noch nicht gesagt haben, dass man auch mit einem Freund zusammenspielen kann. Aber ich glaube schon.
Castle interconnects to that it interconnects outside, inside. There are pathways on both sides of things, so you really get a sense of scope to how big this castle is.
And when you see things, like you'll notice a bridge over there. That's a place you can go to and cross. Like everything that you see is a place that you can visit.
Wow.
We put a lot of effort in making it feel really alive. Not just with student population, but even just the greenery and stuff. It's Scotland.
Yeah.
And this castle's been here for hundreds of years, so just kind of the moss and all the trees that have overgrown it, and
oh my gosh,
that landscape, that Scottish.
This location might look a little familiar.
Schon krass. Aber nicht nur die Umgebung muss nice sein, jetzt will ich eher mehr von dem sehen, was man eigentlich...
And yes, so that puzzle right there, that view, Andrew is taking us right back to that.
I'm going to tell Andrew not to interact with that puzzle and to keep moving on. No. We can't spoil everything. We can't give you everything, right?
Hogwarts contains a lot of secrets.
Oh my God.
But this is this grand entryway right here coming down into a really kind of central area.
Yeah, we're coming upon the central hall, and we pointed out the greenhouse outside, and we'll notice when we get down there that it's on the right.
This is a big hub of the school. Like it's a big castle, but it is designed so you shouldn't get very lost. This is kind of a grand central station.
I love that.
Each direction, you know, it's green over there, so the greenhouse is over there. Transfiguration Courtyard, you know, the library straight ahead. So it's kind of the hub.
Oh my God.
Also da kannst du dich wirklich sehr viel fortbewegen. Also wird dir auf jeden Fall nicht langweilig, am Anfang zumindest.
A lot of it will be subconscious, but it'll help you really learn the castle and feel like you know your way around.
That's not to say that it's easy to learn. All of us here still get pretty lost in it on a daily basis. It's a castle.
Aber die Treppen gibt's nicht, oder? Die schwebenden Treppen.
I love that Andrew's definitely teasing a lot of things here. I'm noticing he's swinging the camera this way and that.
Yeah.
He's got this grin on his face over there that's just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
From the reveal trailer. There's that dragon. Oh my god.
Das ist alles sehr cool, aber am Ende...
You know, and just kind of chill out.
Aber man kann miteinander reden.
Talk to somebody,
das ist interessant.
Is everything all right?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Nellie, by the way. I'm just so excited that the Daedalian keys are back.
The what keys?
The Daedalian keys. Surely you've seen them flying about. Rumor is that a former headmistress, Professor Moll, conjured them to protect the contents of certain locked cabinets years ago. Professor Black couldn't be bothered to disenchant the keys, and they appear every few years. You should try to catch one.
Why would I do that?
Each key will lead you to a locked cabinet somewhere in the castle. If you can manage to get the key into the cabinet lock, not an easy task, you may find a reward.
Das ist wirklich arg. Den Hund hört man bis in die auf, bis unters Headset. Wir haben so einen nervigen Hund draußen in der Nachbarschaft, das ist unmöglich.
I hope you do.
Also das sind jetzt diese Charaktere, sehr interessant, also
You should listen for them.
auch bei einigen Auftritten.
It's a cool way to interact with your fellow students, with perhaps other teachers, with various things like that, as well as teach you some more of the secrets of Hogwarts.
But can we also play online? That's the question.
Yeah, so the students are a way to kind of like flesh out the school, opportunities around it, what we can do, and then those interactions, different interactions with different characters can also offer different choice points for the player, and then some of those things can
wirklich sehr, sehr cool.
Some of these affect characters' lives, the ending of the game.
Kann man noch mit Freunden spielen? Oder mit Kollegen.
So the scale really varies, but those opportunities exist for the player.
Wow, look at this.
This is the Dada.
Also sehr, sehr detailgetreu. Also da merkt man auch, das ist wirklich, da haben sie wirklich sehr, sehr viel Arbeit reingesteckt. Also auch, ja, es ist mit dem Computer designt.
Very iconic, very unique to anywhere else.
Aber es ist wirklich krass. Wir können zu sehr vielen Leuten reden, ja. Aber kann man online spielen?
Are you all right?
Don't you know who I am? Zenobia Noak, the girl whom everyone at school hates for no reason.
Kann man auch immer auswählen, was man will.
Everyone hates you. Why?
Because Hogwarts is full of bullies and spoilsports. Leander Pruitt's one of the worst, that no-talent moon mind. I wanted to make some new friends, and so I brought my collection down to the common room. My gobstone collection, that is. I was hoping someone would want to play. Are you familiar with gobstones? Little balls, like marbles. Grand game. And if you lose, they spray you with a foul-smelling liquid.
I haven't much interest in a game that sprays you with odors.
Only if you lose, which I never do. Or at least, not often. People can be so cruel. Just because they're sprayed all over with smelly gobstone spit, it's their own fault for losing. Imelda is one of the worst losers. Everett and Astoria are terrible as well. And now those poor losers have taken my gobstones and hidden them in very high places all over the school.
Auch das Heilen eingebaut, also, ja.
Sounds as if you caused the smelly situation and they responded accordingly.
I didn't make the rules. Anyway, I can't work out how to get them back on my own. I don't think I know the necessary spells yet. I need someone, perhaps a selfless and talented fifth year to help me.
I'll see what I can do.
I'd appreciate the help. If you do find all of my gobstones, do come and see me again. I'll be back to playing Snake Pit and Jackstone by myself in no time.
I love that interaction with her because there's so many ways that you can go with that. You can you can feel for her, you can be a jerk to her, you can be like, Gobstone sounds awful. It sounds like you're just mean.
Yeah, and your opportunities to be mean there aren't over. So,
they continue.
That's a good example of the
Gobstones too. I know people are gonna ask, Gobstone's playable? They
Da kannst du auch wirklich überall rein.
So yeah,
okay, da kann ich mich erinnern.
Not playable in the game. I know we've had to rip the Band-Aid off on a few things.
Saal von Verteidigung gegen die dunklen Künste. Gilderoy Lockhart im zweiten Jahr.
Like speak to us as fans and that we want to turn
Auch
into
mit
gameplay.
Moody und so weiter.
And there were calls that we had to make over the course of production of kind of like which things we will and won't include in the bucket. Just kind of for the overall
Wizard's Chess.
Those are things that aren't featured.
Yeah. They're featured within the world. Right?
I'm glad they're mentioned. They're a part of the wizarding world.
Yeah. Every single time there was something that we regretted because we couldn't include it. We also tried to figure out a way to make sure that it was included in the narrative, included in the stories, make sure that there's a way to
Aber das ist auch cool, weil wenn dann so manchmal so Räume versperrt sind, wie man so bei den Fake-Spielen kennt, das ist halt dann schon nervig.
I was like, we're in.
Also man kommt da wirklich überall
I
rein.
recognize that staircase to the left where we were just at. Andrew was walking by. I also recognize the dragon at the very top. Oh my gosh.
Being in a classroom, I think this is a good opportunity to talk about how classes work, because we've gotten a lot of questions about that. Is it a schedule-based system? Is it so tell us how classes work?
Yeah, so ultimately we decided not to go the sim route. So I think like one of the speculations was, is there time of day and you know, that kind of thing. Like, can I miss class at this time of day?
There is a day-night cycle.
Yeah, there is a day-night cycle.
Okay.
But everything is very narrative-based. And so there's a big mystery going on in the
Es
world.
hängt von der
There's something
Geschichte
happening
ab,
in the narrative,
welche...
and we essentially see it as kind of like chapters in that narrative, each chapter of which has a set of missions that you can choose between as you're progressing through the game, and classes fit within that structure. So there are mainline things that the players have to do, and then classes also appear
Kannst wahrscheinlich auch einfach
as well
irgendwelche
as
Leute
optional
angreifen,
things
schätze
that
ich.
help you advance your spells. It's absolutely true that classes provide all of your major tools throughout the gameplay, your spells, your major abilities. You get to know the professors. Each one of them has these bespoke kind of events.
Kannst natürlich nicht vergleichen, weil es ganz andere Story ist, aber...
Outside of that, through kind of like side classroom missions essentially,
Aha,
where you can learn
Dinge,
additional
die man
spells or
braucht
things
und
that you need in your adventure, and also get to know the professors.
Aha, also die Nebenmissionen, die bringen was, da kannst du viel mehr Sachen dann
Andrew's
bekommen.
been kind of showing off ways
Interessant.
to kind of interact with the environment and just
Also wenn ich so verstanden habe, am Anfang hat man nicht viel vom Spiel, aber dann, wenn man wirklich viel Missionen macht, dann
like this area because we built it for like the pure bloods.
das ist schon cool, also man lernt halt.
Well, like speaking of lived in, like the sound effects again, the chatter of the communication that's happening and the footsteps, like it just makes it feel more alive.
Little events like that, brooms going
I
by
just saw
overhead.
a broom go by. Love that. The data tower was one example, but no two hallways should look the same in Hogwarts. It has a lot of personality. Every hallway should be a little bit different, and that's mostly to help orient the player, help you not get lost. But this is Hesperus Hall. That's a little nod from the Marauders, a name that came from the Marauders map. But every hallway will have a little bit of a
Also es
different
ist sehr groß
personality.
und man verwirrt sich. Angeblich sehr leicht. Karte des Rumtreibers.
Personality, I like that.
Yeah.
It does. Like Hogwarts has character. Hogwarts is its own character, no matter where you go.
Yeah.
Feels just a little bit different.
Yeah.
Sentient Castle
Kannst
full of
wirklich, ja, das
magic
siehst du,
for hundreds
kannst,
of years. It's going to kind of grow.
glaube ich,
and
zu
grow.
95% überall rein, wo eine Tür ist.
Speaking of magic, Mr. Magic himself.
My future poltergeist too.
You know, we talked about building on lore too. I know there's that statue over to the side. That's
Do you know who that is?
Lachlan the Lane.
Ich hoffe, sie kommen noch zu dem Punkt, ob man online spielen kann.
And I think if players don't know, there's another Revelio page there.
Yeah, there's a map of Argyllshire. We know the fat lady hides there.
Hides behind it. That's right.
The third book. But sometimes a hallway has personality by how it looks, or we just passed a music hallway where the portraits have kind of taken it over, and so the sound makes it really unique.
All right, I gotta call this out here. I know there's been some criticism in the past that our trailers and our gameplay and what we've shown so far has not had enough owls. Okay, so here we are at the owlry. We're looking directly at the owlry to show you all of the owls.
It's a lot of owls.
It's a lot of owls at the owlry.
I love the fog rolling down that.
Aber wie kommt man da hin? Das ist eine andere Frage. Wahrscheinlich
I also love
Vielleicht gar
that
nicht.
as one of my favorite things about just kind of going around on the outside of the school.
Die Frage ist, ob man sich am Ende des Tages nur in diesem Gelände aufhalten kann oder auch verbotene Wald, Hogsmeade, Owlery, wie ich gerade gesagt habe.
We're kind of closing out our mini tour of Hogwarts, and again, it was but a fraction of this enormous castle. But we're closing it out here in the clock
Im
tower.
Trailer wurde auch was
Another
anderes gezeigt.
recognizable location, but this is where Cross Wands, which is the
Das war jetzt wahrscheinlich nur
not
mal
so secret
Hogwarts.
dueling club is that the students have put together. Professors definitely know about it, but they think they're being clever. And it's run by this Lucan Brattleby here,
who's in a younger year, but we kind of like that that he's running things.
Hello, Lucan. May I use the training dummy?
Of course. I'll fetch it and give you a list of combinations to practice. Ready to have a try now?
That would be wonderful.
Be sure to cast all your spells before the dummy lands. If you need to stop practicing before you finish all of them, let me know.
and this is a really good opportunity to now jump into combat, because really in the game this is going to be
okay.
the first time where you yourself get to learn about combat and combos in a big way and in a new way. For me personally, this was where the game like really starts to open up to the
Aber das soll
possibilities.
es doch einen Raum der Wünsche geben.
So
eigentlich.
we've set up a training dummy, and this is kind of an activity where you're supposed to execute according to kind of the iconography on the top. Now, what we see on the top is the Accio spell, followed by 4 what we just kind of lovingly refer to as basic shots. There's certain spells what the wizards kind of like use, just kind of fling. Andrew's using one now. And you trigger that by tapping R2 on your controller. So you can see in the corner R2. So if you tap R2, that throws out a basic shot. But that R2 is also your gateway to all of the spells that you might slot. So
Den
if
kannst du
you
immer
hold
machen
R2
anscheinend.
instead, you can see how the
Den
diamond
kannst du
expands.
immer machen und dann gibt's
And
noch
if we let
andere.
go, you see how it contracts?
Yeah.
And so if you hold it again, it expands. And so when it expands, then all the spells that you slotted while you're holding that button can now be tapped with your face buttons.
Awesome.
And not only that, but over the course of the game, you can gain additional spell diamonds, up to 4 additional ones, so that you can slot up to 16 spells, pretty much instantly.
Also Zauberraten, jede Zauberrate kann noch 16 weitere Zauber enthalten. Das heißt 16 mal 4 sind dann 14, 4 mal 6 ist 24. 64 insgesamt könntest du einsetzen. Also das ist schon sehr viel. Das ist schon krass. Also da kannst du schon ziemlich viel einsetzen.
And then as you progress through the game, there are different things that can affect things like cooldowns through your talents, different things that allow you to kind of like juggle and adjust and update those things. And so if you hold down R2 and you tap the D-pad, it will switch between your other diamonds if you've unlocked them. And that's how you access all those.
Oh, man.
Ja, aber ich will jetzt nicht nur so gegen einen Roboter kämpfen, sondern auch gegen andere.
Yeah. So this is
Keine
a great way
Ahnung,
to
gegen
kind of learn
verschiedenste
how to
Leute.
pull things together, pull those combos together.
Yeah. Tap, Accio, tap, tap, tap. Awesome.
Also den Bot kannst du so lang fetzen, wie es geht. Bei den Zombies und bei den anderen wird es wahrscheinlich nicht so sein.
I'd say that's enough practice. You looked good out there.
Thank you, Lucan.
I say better to discover one's weaknesses during practice than during a duel. You'll be a fearsome challenger now.
Ja, es gibt auch Duelle natürlich.
I think now we can take on something a little more challenging. It's going to shoot back.
Also,
Now let's talk about some more features of the combat system.
Hello, Lucan. Is the next round of crossed wands all set?
Why, yes it is. I've got a great match lined up. Ready for another round?
We're on a PS5 dev kit here, so we're going to be able to kind of pause
I'm
the action
Yeah.
and talk about what you're seeing on the screen, because there is about to be a lot going on.
Okay.
All right, here you can select if you want to fight with somebody else, some of your
of the other
classmates.
students.
Yeah.
But in this case, we're not. We want that action to feel a little more frantic towards you to really get you that sense of combat.
wie ein echter Kampf, okay.
So apparently you've got quite the reputation because they've got you up against 3 people.
3, yeah.
Apologies.
Off the jump.
So I can explain this just because I know people are going to go into it, but we can probably just kind of jump in.
Natürlich.
You're not the only one that has Protego and the ability to deflect. The enemies do too. And we actually play with that when it comes to the spell casting.
Okay.
So you notice that there are different colored kind of shields around the different characters. And you also notice that your spells have different colors on them. So to help players understand kind of like the function of their spells, we kind of put them into brackets. So there are damage spells, there are force spells, there are, I'm forgetting the other one, all this control spells.
Ja, da muss man halt ein bisschen reinkommen in das Spiel. Am Anfang, natürlich, kennt sich noch nicht aus.
Which actual spell to use to break the different shields that enemies can use. That way it rewards kind of like that close attention that you're paying on things.
We've got this paused here now, and you can kind of see all the elements on the screen, the halo around the avatar's head, each of the different shields, to kind of give us a breakdown of what's going on.
Give us a breakdown of different things that you're saying. So you notice at the top that we're kind of like calling out which enemy you currently have targeted and their level and health. And so, you know, as you target different characters, you'll be able to get that breakdown. The halo over your head, whenever an enemy is about to an attack, it's almost like you have a little bit of a sixth sense for those things that are coming. If you see the halo, it means there's an incoming attack, and if you tap the triangle button by default, then you will be able to deflect that attack that comes in.
Da müsst ihr halt unten schauen.
And I love that deflect where it goes off and like hits things up and kind of breaks things off walls.
But also, if you hold the button, then it doesn't just deflect. It also deflects and turns around with a counter attack stupefy that actually stuns the enemy. And you can use that even in your combos and stuff. So if you're focused on a character, you know, and you're doing your thing, and someone else attacks you, you can actually turn that attack into a
Also sehr detailgetreu.
Back into gameplay here. Andrew's gonna pretty handily finish these other students off here. Win this duel.
How fast it is.
Jo.
Like a dance.
Getränke.
Yeah, we really felt
Interessant.
we really felt like in the movies, there's almost like a. It's kind of like a. There's this element of kind of like fencing from a very great distance.
That's such a good call.
And there are a lot of things that we had to do with our controls and combat system in order to kind of capitalize on that idea that's pretty unique to the Wizarding world.
Understandable.
Yes. Well, perhaps you should try that next time. The other duelists have already taken notice of you, but after that last round, they'll really have it in for you. You'd better keep practicing if you want a chance at winning, or at least surviving the next round.
Mehr Kämpfe man macht,
I'll
umso
let you know when we're
schwieriger.
ready. Hope to see you then.
Also man kennt sich zwar auch immer mehr aus, aber es wird auch immer schwieriger. Also es gleicht sich dann relativ aus. Aber wirklich, wirklich detailgetreu.
For us for now, for what we wanted to show you, character creator, tour of Hogwarts, and just that little taste of combat. But we didn't want to leave you without maybe a little taste of something that we may show in the future, may show next time. You know, so leaving the castle,
sie werden jetzt natürlich öfter Videos machen, wo sie was anderes zeigen. Wir verlassen das Schloss, wir gehen hier raus.
More owls.
Ja, jetzt reden sie über das.
There's the owlry again. Yes.
Man kann das Schloss auch verlassen.
But yeah, just heading out here again to show you like from
also jetzt
Hogwarts
wird's
to
erst
the world beyond Hogwarts.
richtig krass.
This is not somewhere where we're going today, but we will definitely.
Ja, sie wollen spannend machen, aber es ist ja auch noch nicht so weit, also man kann rausgehen. Es ist wirklich, wirklich krass, also es wird ein nice Spiel werden, aber online wäre auch richtig geil. Also wenn das Ganze nicht online wird, bin ich schon ein bisschen traurig.
So while we're done with what we're showing on the gameplay side, I know there's a few things that you want to pick Alan and Boston's brains about.
I would love that because there's a lot. All right, so some of these questions we did pull from the community secretly, but I did pull from the community. So,
and also from, I mean, going through this, I feel like you've come up with some things you want to talk a little more about, I'm sure.
Elaborate on, because we went through character customization, Hogwarts itself, and even combat. So this would be like, will we be able to go back and change our character creation?
Aha.
Like it?
Das ist interessant.
So not everything, but there are certain things with hairstyle, hair color, so kind of like core shapes, you know, like with the body and
Körper und
face,
Gesicht
not
kann man
after the
nicht
fact.
ändern.
But there are
Also da
lots
muss
of
man
things. There's
wirklich
kind of like a barbershop in
aufpassen.
Hogsmeade that you can go to, and
Of course, there's
inside
a
of
wizard
there,
barber,
you
right?
customize, yeah.
You could change your hair color for holidays or something, right?
Oh my gosh, that would be so cool.
And the game features a lot of appearance customization in it, so there's a ton of options there. But that's in terms of like your character and stuff that you have, the character creator. It's like a smaller set of what you saw there.
Okay. Oh my gosh, awesome, awesome. Next question: what kind of leisurely activity can we do? Can we study with our free time? I mean, what will we be doing?
Okay, das ist auch
hanging out at
interessant.
Hogwarts?
Because as you progress through the game, there's a bunch of different missions that open up. Most of them are driven by different characters' personalities. You know, some of them want help getting up to hijinks, or some of them want to just explore secrets in the castle because there are new secrets in our castle to explore. And so, so I think there's a bunch of things to do. And when it comes to class, as I mentioned earlier, it's not just kind of like the mainline stuff. There are kind of like extracurricular assignments, some of which are optional, some of which are kind of like blockers for main mission. Kind of like you can't go on this mission until you have the spell. And then the spell is open, you know, the assignment and how you complete it with your professor. And so there are opportunities to study, so to speak, like with that. But they do all take the form of our mission structure.
As you mentioned earlier. Wow. Let's get into some combat right quick. Do spells have different levels, or are they all equal?
Do spells have different levels, or are they all equal? I'm trying to think of how to describe that. So each spell has kind of like its own core identity and what it does in the game with regards to both kind of like puzzling, world exploration, and enemy combat and all that kind of stuff. And then it's through the talent system. Right? When you go into that, it's kind of like each of those spells has ways to kind of like advance and grow and change. And as you spend talents, in some cases, it even changes like the way you approach the battlefield and things like
Umso
that.
öfter man kämpft,
I'd
umso...
say that's no more true than with like dark arts, for example. And as you go down that line and you kind of play around with those talents, it really does start to kind of like affect even how you approach combat and how you
Also Dark Arts, da hast du schon mehr Sprüche und das kann sich da schon krasser.
I know many of you guys will be.
Maybe on your second playthrough?
Second playthrough,
Okay, ja.
Hufflepuff coming, #soon.
Ja, nicht, aber ja.
I want to close off with this question, and this will be for everybody, and we'll start with Boston. With this game that you guys have been working on for however long, and the excitement you guys have, what's one aspect of Hogwarts Legacy that you are excited for the fans to experience? Boston.
I think I'm just excited for the fans to play through the world, specifically the castle, and maybe go read those books again. I hope that whether you're
Ich schaue gerade die Filme wieder. Bücher habe ich natürlich auch schon gelesen. Wow, das ist schon länger.
This is your first introduction into the world. I hope they just point at each other in the best way possible, and I'm just excited for fans to get to finally go to Hogwarts and feel like they can own it and live there. I've lived there for 5 years. It's a great place to live. Official 5th year.
Sie ist anscheinend.
It's really funny because
Sie war im Film, glaube ich, dabei.
I want to give a different answer, and I will. But I actually feel like the most honest answer is really similar. Because my favorite thing when running around, playing the game, and getting to know Hogwarts the way Boston knows it, because she knows the school and the lore better than I do, and thank God, right? Because you want the person architecting it to really know that. But
Also sie war anscheinend dort, weil dort auch der Harry Potter, der musste irgendwo lernen und das
there's a different relationship to those things having played the game. And so it's really looking over the edge and seeing location. I'm like, oh my God, I'm right there. And in the movie saying, I know what's around the corner in the film. Like if you go down this way, there's actually a thing over here, and there's this person over here, and this thing happened, and it just adds all this richness to everything that you already love.
And not just that, but you're going to add your own story. So you know what happens around that corner because you did something.
And then the quick answer, just to have something different, is I just love being on a broom. I just love looking at the whole world and just being like, okay, I can just go.
I can go there.
That vantage point,
there's just something exhilarating about it that feels very different in that kind of open air and on that
Okay,
thing.
fliegen kann man
Just,
anscheinend
it's
auch.
kind of
Okay.
incredible. Yeah.
And wrapping it up, you know, for me, it's just bringing the community together with it and sharing those stories, because it is your story, and you are going to be writing. You know, this is your unique experience within this, and even within the things that are the same, it's going to be your unique experience. It's different from mine. It's different from. We're all approaching it from different places.
Okay.
And, I think that's going to be really cool, the way that everybody brings those
Also
things
jeder
together.
kann seine
And
eigene
that's
Welt
everything
machen.
that we have to show you today. I know
Das
maybe it
ist
wasn't
gut.
everything you wanted to see, but it was a whole lot of stuff. Character creator, little mini tour of Hogwarts.
Mini, okay. Wenn das schon Mini war, Leute, dann könnt ihr euch vorstellen, was da noch alles kommt. Also das ist schon krass.
Hogwarts Legacy releases on February 10th, 2023.
Im Februar sogar.
For pre-order now.
Das ist doch
But
cool.
that's going to do it from us. We're going to leave you with a little something else, but for now, bye.
Bye.
Jetzt kommen, glaube ich, noch Trailer oder so. Oder war es jetzt schon? Genau, Trailer. Okay, man kann hier wirklich... Okay, krass. Krass. Okay, das ist krass, auch offiziell von Warner Bros. Also Warner Bros. Hat da wirklich mitgearbeitet. Das ist auch richtig krass, Leute. Warner Bros. Hat da wirklich mitgearbeitet. Und wenn euch das Video gefallen ist, wird sehr cool werden. Lasst hier mal gern ein Like und ein Abo da. Ich bin ultra gehypt. Haut rein, euer Riconche. Ciao.